Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome back to the Moms View. We have such a fun episode. Since it is Mother's Day this weekend, we thought we would invite our moms to be on this episode, and we are going to answer some of your Twitter questions. We're so excited to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Do you want to just tell your names?
They're really nervous, so
Yeah, just do this.
bless their hearts to be here.
They've done this before.
They've done this before, and it was way worse because we made them do it themselves last time. And it was when we first started the Moms View, and there was a lot more people watching. So we thought this was a little bit better, more relaxed, and we're just going to answer some Twitter questions together.
We look relaxed,
One
don't we?
big family.
They're still intimidating.
So do you want to just tell your name, just in case anyone might not know who you are?
I'm Sammy, Grammy Sammy. Everyone calls me.
Grammy Sammy.
My mom.
And I'm Laurie.
Grandma Tards.
Grandma Tards. And yes, that is my Instagram.
And I'm Peggy.
My lovely mommy.
Thanks for being here, moms.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you guys here. Okay, so we're just going to jump into some Twitter questions. So our first question is from @Christy Schreiber. How do you feel about your daughters being on YouTube?
The real question, let's just drop it in hot.
Well, for me, they're so busy, I don't know what they're doing half the time, so I can go on their social media and I can see what they're doing and where they are.
Before I was married, if I didn't tweet or get on Instagram, my mom would text me you haven't been on social media today, are you okay?
I know, seriously, I'd say, Carly hasn't posted something, she must be dead.
She hasn't posted a selfie. She must have broke out in acne.
I am very proud myself. I think all three of you have so much to share and advice to give. Thank you. That you got from us, of course.
And I'm the same. I go on there to see what's going on in their lives because they're so busy. We don't see them that much or talk to them that much.
So you don't think we're crazy?
Well, I didn't say that.
Maybe we're a little
Sometimes you are.
why did you put that
But
on
I'm
the
also very proud. I think it's pretty cool what they're doing and that they're so comfortable doing it. I'm so intimidated. I'm really nervous.
You're doing great.
I think I worried a little bit just because people can be so mean and the things they say. And so I worried about that for you. But you've handled it awesome. And I am very proud. It does make you really proud.
Nice.
We're so nice.
I was a little mad because you left to do
Right,
it.
yeah.
So at the time, I didn't love the idea. But
When we first started, we moved a month later. It was just we're going to start YouTube, and my parents were like, oh, this is exciting. And then a month later, we were like, we're quitting our jobs and moving to LA. It was like,
Every
so at
parent's
that time,
nightmare.
I was like, are you crazy?
yeah, really?
I
big
didn't
progress.
handle it well.
You did, though. You were always supportive, even though it was hard.
Yeah, I tried to be.
So yeah, and I think that means a lot to all of us girls is that we have the support of our moms. I know I couldn't do it without the support of you and you. You both, when I post videos, I hear from both of you that you're proud or that you watch the video. So I know that I speak for all of us that we really do need the support of you guys. So
It's kind of hard for you. You got a lot of kids to catch up with.
Laurie can't keep up. She's like, okay, I'm proud of this video and this video and this video.
And then I always
hard
think,
to
did I
watch them all.
push this on my Facebook? Did I put hers? Now whose turn is it?
She draws out of a hat. Whose kid's
It's
getting
hard for
videos
me to
to
keep
watch?
up with Kaylee and Casey,
Yeah.
so you probably really,
Yeah.
it's hard with all of them.
Yeah, she has a lot because we all have multiple channels. And Logan and
And Trixon. And
and Trixon.
too much.
Just turn off your cable.
Do it at work.
Yeah.
Don't work.
Laurie would never do that.
No, do it at work and make sure you tell all your staff to watch.
Actually, I do that a lot. Come and watch this. I'm sure they are so sick of me because I'm come and watch this. Come and watch this. But
It's no different than them showing you updated pictures or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a more modern form. You're just so with it, Mom. You're so ahead of the curve.
I can't wait to go to work tomorrow and show them the video, the prank versus prank video of Casey and Logan and Shay.
That was funny.
That was
cake.
a good one. Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of women that I work with that are more up on the videos than I am. I go into work
It's
and they
embarrassing.
say, come see this. They're telling me, come see this.
And you're like, oh yeah, I've already seen
I
that.
watched that.
I said,
Maybe.
oh yeah, maybe I should watch this.
That's funny.
So our second Twitter question comes from Sydney5 SOS. What is your favorite memory of your daughter when they were little?
Kaylee. I'm still little.
Well, one of mine is Colette playing, let's see, what do we call it? Olden days.
I used to call it olden days.
Olden days, and her and her sisters would dress up in these old long dresses that we had and some hats, and they'd get all their paraphernalia and they'd go out in the yard and they would act like they were girls like in the pioneer era. I love
Picking
that.
berries.
Yes,
Making
yes.
mud pies.
That
Yes.
sounds so much like Avia. So much
Little
like
House
Avia.
on the Prairie.
That's what it was, a little house on the
I
prairie.
think anytime I had an excuse to wear a long flowy dress, I was down for that. I love dresses. So yeah, thanks, Mom.
Well, mine, Carly was always a good runner when she was little. When did you start doing? They had this run in Pocatello called the Bubblegum Run, and she won that 3 years consecutive. And the third year, I know people were starting to get a little snippy about, oh, Carly Butler. I was like, oh yeah, watch this. And I said, you better win this race. If you win this race, then I'll buy you a Barbie camper.
Yes, that's the only reason why I run fast. I was like, I'm getting a Barbie motorhome out of this.
And she would blow them all away, and I was remember being so proud. And when they'd stand on the little boxes, and she was up at the top, that was awesome.
That's cute.
Nice. I just remember getting to dip my hands. They had like a big box of bubble gums, and I like put my shirt in it and like scooped it out. And the guy was like, "Whoa, there!" I was like, "I'm good. I won." Taking all the bubble gum.
And of course, I was very humble. It's like, yeah, she won again. Take that. Oh, another one, we went camping in Sun Valley once, and this was so cute. We were in the camper, and Carly was out by the river, and she came running in screaming, there's a monster, there's a monster. And it was a deer.
Monsters.
So that was a couple.
That's cute.
I think one I have, and it always makes me kind of cry when I think about it, but when Tasha was about 2, maybe, I'm not even sure if she was that old, her and Kaylee was outside playing, so you would have been 5, and Mark went out and started his truck up, just to start it up, and Tasha was on her big wheel right behind the truck. And I heard screaming, and I looked out, and Kaylee was pushing on the truck as hard as she could because she thought Mark was going to back over Tasha. And she was trying, she thought she could hold that truck back so it wouldn't run her over.
She could. She's the strongest woman I know.
And that just tells you how kind her heart is. That's just how she is. She just took care of all the kids.
What a scary memory in a way to be made good, you know? Like a scary situation, not memory. I loves her. She's pushed a lot of trucks away from me.
Our next Twitter question comes from Gray's Queen Girl. Did you approve of the ladies' husbands when you first met them?
When Carly, this is kind of creepy though. Because I was always trying to find a date for, in my mind, I pictured Carly marrying a tall, dark-haired guy in a starched white long sleeve shirt. Didn't I always tell you that?
Well, you said like a suit, but that makes sense, yeah.
And so one time I was going through, and you know how you get on social media and you look at different pictures, and I said, oh, look at this guy. He looks nice, and he's a returned missionary, and he's really, got his life
You can say
together.
he's hot.
And he was very good looking. And so I'm scrolling through all his pictures. Then all of a sudden I see this picture, and he's at a beach in a bikini with doing something like this, and I'm like,
Even better.
No, I said, never mind.
She's like, he's one of those boys.
I was like, never mind. But then when he is probably everything that I had hoped that she would find in a man. And so many prayers and blessings were answered with that. And he's so good to Cooper, and Cooper loves him. And I think it's easier because he had a stepdad.
Yeah.
And so it's just like everything worked together so perfect for them. I know a lot of people said, oh, that was fast, but when it's right, it's right.
So do you feel like the first time you actually met him, you felt that way?
I think so, yeah.
You felt really good?
I think in my mind, there's that guy in the white shirt, tall, dark guy in the white shirt, and he is very handsome.
He is.
My
And I
grandma's
know
like-
we had an instant like for him the first time we met him. He's
Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, the first time you guys met him was
Yeah,
funny.
that
We
was
were going
funny.
to VidCon, and I had warned Jackson. He had never been around any YouTube stuff, so I was just like, we got to keep an eye on Cooper because if anybody tries to take him or like this could get weird. We were in the LAX airport, and we're waiting for our bags to come down. And I had seen them, Peggy and Vince, on the flight, and Jackson didn't know that they were Colette's parents, and so I had kind of said hi, and he was like helping Cooper or something. So we get off the plane, go to get our luggage, and I'm on my phone doing something, and we're waiting, and Cooper's like playing.
When he came right up to us and started talking to
Yeah.
us because he knows us.
Yeah, Cooper knows, and so, but then Jackson comes over, he's like, this lady and this man, this gentleman are talking to Cooper, like they're hugging him, what should I do? And I was like, oh, that's Colette's parents. Like, he was just like, oh my gosh, it's happening, the thing you told me about. We're good. That was funny.
That was cute.
Well, I remember when first time Vince met Shay, I remember that he said, he's kind of short, isn't he?
Oh, really? I was trying to remember. I'm like, I don't think I remember the first time that you guys met him.
We were in.
Was it when we went to Harry Potter, or was it before that?
Before that. It was at your apartment. You had a date with him, and we had stopped by to see you. And remember you had those stairs that went up to the.
Yes.
And he was coming up those stairs and stopped part way up, and you introduced us to him. We didn't have much to go by then. Little did we know what was in store in that body. It was sort of
In that short little body, right?
We had no idea.
Well, then Casey, she was what, when they met?
I was a sophomore.
Sophomore.
I was 15.
And I love Casey, okay? Don't get me wrong. But at first he was living with Lisa, and so I'm like, what has he done that he's been sent to Tremont? And all the bad kids get sent away for someone else to raise them. And he didn't grow up there, so I didn't know who he was. And
Also, I think I was like sneaking around to see him before.
You were sneaking around.
Never. Before, like, you probably officially met him. So I had been in trouble for sneaking around to boys' houses to hang out with Casey.
yeah, I was
Not a good
It hadn't
impression.
been that long since I was that age.
Yeah, my mom knew everything I was doing.
Yeah,
always.
so I checked on everything, and yeah, she had been sneaking around. So So at first I wasn't really thrilled, but we love him now.
I know, I'm like, this is a different situation because we were in high school.
Yeah.
That's funny. You guys had to talk about my brothers in front of their mom.
And I need to add, though, we love Shay, and he's such a good husband and father.
I agree.
I'm like, oh no, we're gonna cry.
Takes good care of his family. So we love him for that.
Yes, I mean, I love him more than anything, that's for sure. And I just feel like it's funny that I don't remember like your first impression, but I just remember feeling like I can't wait for them to meet him, you know?
It's like a new shiny toy.
Yeah, it's like I almost didn't even care what you guys thought. I was just like,
I wish I felt that special feeling. I mean, I didn't care what you guys thought about him. But I was like, I am going to marry him one day.
I'll show you.
Him, Ariel, but Daddy, I love him.
Yeah, that's totally how I was. My parents were like, you're really young. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm going to marry him one day.
Yeah. Casey can be very stubborn, but he has the heart of gold, that kid.
He does.
Yeah, Carly and I
But
were
he
just
doesn't
talking-
want anybody to know that.
Yeah, Carly and I were just talking about that yesterday, that he probably has the biggest heart out of anyone. And
Very
he
giving.
just keeps that sheltered. And
He does.
yeah.
Because he's such a manly man, it's like awkward for him to feel emotion. So he's just always like killing stuff and hunting, you know. But he does have a big heart. You know?
okay, our last Twitter question comes from Michaela Azadian. Do you see any of your parenting styles coming through in your daughter's parenting styles today?
No, wait, what does that mean?
It could be good or bad.
Carly's face, she's like, oh, is there?
I, for one, know that I am my mom. Or I think that I've learned everything from you.
I think you're a lot nicer than me.
I don't know when the camera turns off. I'm just kidding.
I'm so proud of the mom you are because you're such a good mom, and that's what I always think is, oh, she's such a better mom than I
That's not
than I
true.
ever was.
And there are so many times that I think, my mom was doing all of this since she was so much younger than me. I don't know how you kept it all together, but I also think any problem that I've ever had, I've always called you, or how do I do this, or how do I fix this?
You find yourself doing things like your mom, even the things you didn't like that you're like, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
Because even I stop and think, oh my gosh, that was so my mom.
That's funny. Well, I know for me, like, I mean, you came into my life when I was a little bit older, but one thing that you always did was that you always you talked to me like a best friend, but you always had the best advice, like a mother. Because they say you shouldn't be best friends with your daughters because then they'll do whatever they want. But like you did it in a way that was supportive, where I never felt judged, but you always had the best advice too. And I always felt like I could follow that advice because it wasn't like pressured or like you have to do this. I just felt like it was always a really open relationship. And so I hope that I do that with my kids. I know I make mistakes, but that's one thing that you always did for me that I hope that I carry on to my kids.
You do.
You do. You're a great mom. You have a lot of patience with your kids.
Thank you.
Even
you
when
do.
they're walking all over the counter.
Yeah, you do. I've watched those kids before.
That was one thing that I'm like, I definitely don't do that because we were not allowed to walk on the counter. I'm like, we're sitting on the counter again.
Good kids, though. You have really good kids.
You do. You're a good mommy.
Thank you.
Good kids, good mom. Mom, brag about me now.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
the
you're supposed
best
to say
mom.
what you do that's like,
I think the first thing that came to my mind is there's this thing that Laurie Butler has that's called Mama Bear. And a lot of moms have it, but my mom's like got it real deep. Like
I have the
runs.
turbo boost.
Yeah. They call her Trigger at work, so just keep that in mind. But I remember when I was little, I would like, there were certain situations where Mama Bear would come out and I'd be like, why is she like getting so upset? Like I didn't understand. I was like, I'm never gonna yell at people like that. But then when I wanted her to have my
Only
back,
when they deserve it.
yeah, it felt like the best thing in the world because you always knew that your mom was gonna have your back. Like there were several times where I wanted Mama Bear to flip that trigger and be like, I'm gonna send my mom after you. Like, it's like one of those things where I'm like, hold me back. Okay, yeah, my mom's got it. My mom's got it. But like, I see that now coming out in me with Cooper, and I love that. It just is such a passionate love, and it makes me understand how much you really do love us because when it comes out with Cooper, it's like you can't help it. It's just, you would tear someone's face off if you had to because you love your kids.
My little kid, my little
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, it's basically like the other day at Cooper's baseball game.
I watched Carly Trigger.
I like blacked out a little bit. I don't remember until I came back and my heart was beating. I'm like, what just happened?
I see Carly running off in the football field, and I'm going because Cooper was playing a baseball game, and some neighborhood kids came over and they shoved Cooper down, and I said, "Uh-oh!"
Yeah, that's the part I blacked out on.
And Carly took off running, and then I yelled because Cooper's dad had been watching it, and I said, "Never mind, Carly will take care of it."
This little boy, they were just bigger than Cooper and they were just being boys and egging him on. But I said, you need to get out of here now. And he goes, what are you going to do about it? And I go, you better start running really fast. And then Cooper was like, yeah. I'm like, you don't say anything. You're in trouble too. But yeah, I felt that Mama Bear come out, that passionate love that we have for our kiddos. So
I know it's hard not to. Some people are just like, I just have it. It's called the UD trigger. Sorry.
It's not a bad
My
thing to have.
sister and I both have it. My older sister doesn't have it.
yeah, Jackson said, your mom and your aunt together, they could be real scary. But like a good scary, like you would want them on your side, you know?
It is good. It's always good to know that your mom has your back. I know that I got into some situations and my mom was, I felt like you always dealt with them in a good way, but I was always like, I can get out of this because my mom will help me.
Even like the comments on YouTube, if they say something mean about me, it's like, oh, do I really have a horse head or whatever they whatever they said that was.
That was the funniest thing. Oh,
And so I'm like, do I really? But I handled it. When it's you or the kids,
I
like
know.
that's the hardest thing. Kaylee's like, Mom, stop reading the comments.
no, just stop.
At first, if I had a bad day at work, that was my go-to. Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to go? Let's
that's what
go.
you wanted. Yeah.
But
And it never
now
goes
I
anywhere good.
it doesn't
So,
bother
yeah.
me anymore.
That's kind of how I am, but it's still.
Well, it'd be hard as a mom because like now like we're in the same situation as you guys are. If anybody ever says anything bad about Cooper, I have to like shut the laptop and walk away because I'm like, I will find you and I will come to you. I'm not afraid of you.
I love it.
Sorry, that was a lot of violence. It's supposed to be like flowery and Mother's Day.
We don't do that psychological thing where it's like, okay, if I talk nice. No, we just go right to the door.
No, we're going to figure this out.
We're doing this right now.
It's a cowgirl in her. She can't help it.
All right, that was so much fun to have our moms here. If you didn't see the game that we played on Tuesday, be sure to check that video out because it was really fun and really funny. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks, moms. We
We
love
should
you.
do this more often, have our moms on. I know that our viewers always love seeing you guys.
Like, what's going on? All the touching.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.